But before that, my first guest tonight is an actor, model, singer and mother who went from Top of the Pops to sharing the silver screen with everyone from Mel Gibson to David Bowie. She's also a former Dublin resident with her family hailing from County Leitrim. So we are delighted to say welcome home to Patsy Kensit. There you go.
Hello.
Welcome. No, you can sit there if you want.
No, I want to sit with you.
That's all good.
I was just saying hello to everyone.
You were saying hello. Welcome back, kind of home. This used to be your stomping around for a little bit.
Yes, I lived in Killiney for a few years. And,
of course you did.
Which was gorgeous.
Yes.
And obviously Dublin's... coming here, I always get like an ego boost. People are all shouting out to me and being, you know, if ever I feel down, I get out of London and come here.
Yeah. And the family, of course, were from Leitrim. You were christened. The full handle was Patricia Jude Francis. So the mammy was not going to let you forget the Irish roots with that.
Not at all. And boy, did we know it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, confirmed, First Communion, went to a convent, did the whole 9 yards.
The full 9 yards?
Yes. I'm an a la carte Catholic, though. I have to take the bits of it that work for me and then bits of other things that work for me.
Yeah. You're not the only one, I would say, looking at a few in our audience tonight. I think we have a few buffet Catholics in the audience as well. You know, I mentioned it in the intro.
Yeah.
You know, you've acted with them all. I mean, you know, from Mel Gibson to Bowie. But you started out so young. You were just, was it 6 when you...
I was 4.
You were 4?
Yeah, my first job.
OK.
Which was The Great Gatsby with Mia Farrow and Robert Redford.
We have there we go. This is Robert Redford and Mia Farrow.
Yeah, that's us there. And I remember so much about that. I mean, Ralph Lauren did all the costumes for the film, and I came from a very poor background. We lived in 2 rooms with an outside toilet till I was 11. And so, I'd come out of our house, which I loved, you know, and go to, in the chauffeur-driven Rolls Royce, going to Pinewood Studios and all this glamour and these beautiful people. And I remember this blonde-haired man would walk on the set and all the women would giggle and my mum would suddenly get all flushed, and it was obviously Robert Redford.
Wow.
And then I'd go back home quite happily to you know, to our 2 rooms and you know, peeing outside in the middle of the night.
You weren't going to get notions for that. No.
But it was by fluke. My mum friend had started an agency, and she just got a call. Can you send in like 4 blonde little girls between the ages of 4 to 5? And so I went to make up numbers to help out, and I got the part.
I know, but I mean, you went from that. You work with Roger Moore.
Yeah.
You work with Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Who took you under her wing.
She really did. Yeah. She really did. But you know, I look so much like my youngest son there. Sorry, just taking me back.
Yeah.
She, being a child actor herself, she had a great patience and understanding for what it's like to be on a set and to be... It's a job, you know, it's a professional job you're doing. And when you're very little, I was 6 and I had my 7th birthday. We lived in Leningrad. It was when the Cold War was happening. We lived there for a year. And so she just took me under her wing, and she became really good friends with my mum, and she just got divorced from Richard Burton, and to book a call out of Russia in those days, you had to book the call. So she would come down to my mum and say, because she was with another guy at that time, Henry Weinberg, his name was, she used to come down and say, Margie, I've got a call with Richard Burton. You know, she didn't say that, but my mum knew it was him. But anyway, when my mum told me this later on...
A call with himself.
Yeah, so we had to vacate her suite was above ours, and they reunited after that film. We got married for the 2nd time. So in some ways...
And she let you play with the engagement ring?
She had... I mean, it was like this.
Yeah.
It was just... seriously. And she would just, she was so playful, and she would take it off and just say, Patsy, catch. And she'd just throw this thing at me, and and then she'd say, put it on, go on. And my mum was sitting there going, don't let her, she'll lose it. Oh my God, take that ring off that child. And she was playful, she was professional. She never had a diva fit or anything. And she was just wonderful. She made a very great impression on me in the best way.
Mm. I mean, you had that amazing sort of Hollywood life, and then whenever you went home, I mean, I know things were tough. I know your dad was in and out of jail.
Yes, he was helping Her Majesty with her inquiries.
Yes.
For a good few years there.
And you told the nuns that he was
in South Africa.
Yeah.
For about 6 years. And that was it. And by that time, because my mother was diagnosed with cancer when I was 4, and that was in the 70s, and it was a death sentence. I mean, it's still now, shocking disease. But in the 70s, that was, kind of it. And I remember between the ages of 5 to 13 going to the hospital to say goodbye to her on, I don't know, half a dozen occasions, and then she'd just pull through, and she had this optimism. And I tend to sometimes look at things. My agent says this to me with, "Oh, Patsy, you look at the glass half full." No, half empty, not half full. That's the right word. I kind of.
You're a pessimist.
But I can be. But then I'm a very happy soul. I mean, I've had an incredible life, and I've had to be very strong. And
from a very, very early age. I mean, one of the things that, if I'm being honest, it broke my heart this week whenever I was reading something you said, that as a kid, you were actually working to try to keep your mum alive.
Well, that was my crusade that I went on. And obviously it was fruitless and childlike kind of idea that, okay, if I make money, then we'll get a council house, and I can buy that for my mum, and I can buy her the health, and I can buy her this. And then, by the end of her life, I mean, she lived with the illness for over 25 years. She died when James, my eldest son, was just turning 1. And the disease just got her. But I do a lot of work for cancer. I'm an ambassador for this charity called Future Dreams.
And I know it well.
You know it well.
I've hosted a night for Future Dreams.
Exactly. Yeah. We have friends in common.
Yeah.
And so that's rewarding. I enjoy that. And you've got to be positive. And life is a great adventure.
I mean, you say that,
yes.
But going through all of that, with your dad in and out of jail, and your mum, defying the odds as a kid, you did grow up too soon.
Yeah. Well, there's.
I mean, how did that affect you in your adult life?
Well, I feel like I'm dropping names here, so I will. Jack Nicholson said to me that once a child understands their mortality, their innocence is lost.
It's very true.
And that having to say goodbye to this angel person, I mean, I've never gotten over it, but she's around. She's around, and I'm just sad that my sons didn't have her as a grandmother, because she was the best mum. So. And then I had these 2 boys, and that was it. I said, "Come on, kids," under my arms, and off we go. And got to go here to America to work. We'll go there. We've got to go to Australia. We'll go there, and just scooped them up and took them with me.
And in a lot of ways, you were doing with them what your mum was doing with you, which was, whatever happens here, we just got to keep moving.
Got to keep moving. Have to.
Yeah.
And then they move out, and you've been screaming at them when they're in their teen years. And then suddenly, they're awful, and then suddenly they go nice. And you think, what's going on here? Because yesterday you shouted at me about a peanut butter sandwich, and they just, generally became very sweet and lovely, and then moved out, and it was awful.
Yeah.
So it's
because they're grown men now, aren't they? Because James is what?
James is 31, and
Lennon
is 27.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I'm 58. I turned 58 this year, but last year I thought I was 58. So my kids said to me at Christmas, Mum, going to be 58. Yeah, you're going to be 58 in March. And I went, no, I was 58 last year. And they went, no, you weren't. I went, let me see, show me. And I get to do it all over again. So there you go, there's a silver lining. Yeah.
I mean, you've done, so much. I mean, you've been an actor, a model, a singer. I mean, where does motherhood stand?
Top of it all.
Yeah, I knew that.
But you have, it's hard when they go, but then they come back. And my Lennon's actually moved back in with me for a while, and I
think we have a little picture of you guys here. This is you and Lennon. There he is.
Yeah.
Wow. He's a dude.
Yeah. And he's back at home, and I'm loving doing his washing for him and just spoiling him, and saying.
You still do his washing?
Well, yeah, and especially now because he's back. I'm trying to bribe him to stay, because it's just me and the cat. Otherwise, who is my life? I am a cat person, and he's called Bowie after the sainted
David Bowie.
Of course.
I mean, you did Absolute Beginners with David Bowie, which must have been the craziest thing.
Well, I mean, I was a Bowie freak.
Oh, you were a Bowie?
From the age of 14. And in my stupid, silly head, I thought, we're going to meet, and he's going to meet me, and our eyes will meet, and we'll fall in love, and we'll run off together. And I got Absolute Beginners, and his filming on the show started, and we all got introduced to him in a line-up, and I was waiting for my turn. I was like, and he just walked past, and he went, hi. Went straight that way, and I was crushed. Oh no, I was an idiot, obviously. But then one day I was sitting in makeup, and the makeup artist had popped out to the loo or something, and he just came walking down the corridor, and he put his head round the door like this. He said, "Are you alone?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Can I come in?" I said, "Yeah." And anyway, he took a brush off the makeup table, and he just brushed my hair. And it was very long, my hair then, and he just brushed my hair for well, it seemed forever. It was the most erotic experience of my life. Second to none, I have to say. Nothing is ever going to top that.
Yeah.
And then he just put the brush down gently and went on his way.
And off he went.
But I'd run into him over the years, and he was always great. I mean, what a genius.
He was David Bowie.
David Bowie.
It was David Bowie. You have just been on a pilgrimage as an a la carte Catholic for a BBC show. Mm-hmm. Was that a spiritual experience for you?
It was well, they asked me to do it, and I kind of got into Buddhism and a bit of Krishna and Allah, and taking bits and pieces, together. So I thought this would be great to go on this and to sort of find out about these two saints that I'd never heard of, St. Cuthbert and St. God, what was the name of the other one now? That's terrible, wasn't it? Oswald, St. Oswald.
Yes.
Yes. So we walked to Holy Island.
Not a favourite here in Ireland, I have to say, Oswald, but...
Yes, but possibly not.
Yes.
So that's okay that I forgot.
Oh, no, exactly, that's good. That's good.
So anyway, so we met at this cliff top, and you just, I knew Hermione Norris and I know each other, we're friends, so I was delighted to see her, and then to meet everyone else. But I'm a bit weird because I'm actually a bit of a loner. So I thought I wonder how this is going to go down, because we were sleeping in bunkhouses and all that stuff, which people have said to me, oh, I'm shocked that you do that. And I'm thinking, what? You have no idea. You have no idea where I've had to sleep. Yeah. And that, being on location it's not glamorous. It's cold, it's wet, you're eating a half-cooked sausage at 5 in the morning.
Can I just stop you there? You've just told a story about David Bowie brushing your hair. It sounds pretty glamorous from this.
That was one glamorous moment. But pilgrimage was glamorous in finding out about everyone else's beliefs, and just, the crack that we all had. And I'm really glad that I did it. I came into it. I have PTSD, and I was sort of diagnosed a few years ago with that. And it was put down to I always attributed it to something around like failed marriages, and I thought that was, but actually, it started when we done the work. When I was a child.
Of course.
So, and that was really grounding for me, because it really made it a very peaceful place in my heart to just watch my sons flourish and have wonderful relationships with their fathers, and I'm number one.
And that idea that sometimes it's not your fault, and sometimes it's stuff that has happened to you and that you carry, and you carry graciously.
Yeah, I have to. You got to be strong. And I am tough. Some people think I'm not, but I am.
No, I'm looking at you. I don't doubt that at all. My money's on you, Patsy. It really is. Look, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming to see us. It's been an absolute delight. One more time, Patsy Kensit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was lovely.
So much.